So, sir, after 10 years, you have visited Galgotias again. What were the changes you felt in Galgotias in 2013 and now Galgotias?
I sat for the campus placement.
Sir, how was the placement at Galgotias that time?
I'd say that is something which is one of the most important highlights of Galgotia, that it is famous for giving good placements.
So, sir, after 10 years, you had visited Galgotias again. What were the changes you felt in Galgotias in 2013 and now Galgotias?
Yeah, so that's a good question to start with. So firstly, I felt very nice visiting to my college again. So in terms of infrastructure, if you say, I would say it is almost exactly the same. Not many things have changed, including where the mechanical branch used to sit at my college and where is it now. In terms of education system, I think education system has changed a lot in last 10 years. So one thing which I noticed was that there is a new branch now, even for data science, and that is, I think, going up with the pace. So because now all the premier institutes like IITs and NITs have also started data science. So that is something good, that we are moving ahead with what the industry demands. And what I came to know that even in other branches now, Python is something which is compulsory, whether it is mechanical or electrical or any branch. So those things in terms of educational front, I found that it is very much progressive and what industry demands.
Sir, after completing your graduation from mechanical engineering, what makes you to choose PGDM in data science?
So basically, when I was doing mechanical, I was pretty sure in my third year that this is not something which I would like to pursue in my career as terms of mechanical engineer. So the two options which I had at that time was either to move into IT or do an MBA. So I I tried my luck and I sat for the campus placement. And the best thing was I was able to crack the first company in which I sat. It was time of around 2017, and I realized that data science is something which is easy for me to learn, considering I'm already a data engineer, so transition would be easy.
Sir, how was the placement at Galgotias that time?
I'd say that is something which is one of the most important highlights of Galgotia, that it is famous for giving good placements. And I think, I'm not sure what is the current scenario, but at that time, it was definitely the number one institute in terms of giving placement to the students. So there were many companies coming at that time, like Infosys, Wipro, tie-ups with all the PSUs as well to do internships. So all those ecosystem was very good in Galgotia, and I was fortunate enough, as I said, to get placed in the first company which I sat. So I would say that that is something which is very good, and the system supports a lot to the student to get to what they want to achieve.
Sir, what makes you to start a house of data science?
Yeah, so that is something again, I'll have to go 2 to 3 years back. So this journey started once the COVID hit. So COVID might be very bad for few of the people. They lost many of their close ones and many things happened. But for me, it turned out to be very positive. Because in 2020 April only, when COVID started and this work from home thing started, I was not having much things to do in the weekend. So I decided why not choose to teach people. So I contacted the Upgrad founder only at that time on LinkedIn, and I told him that is there any opportunity, because I knew that they have tie-up with the industry people, industry expert, and you can teach on their platform. So I started teaching in Upgrad in 2020. So I enjoyed that, and I realized that that is something which I have passion to teach and to share my learnings with the students, and also to bridge the gap between the educational industry and what we actually require in the industry. Because just giving you an example, so as I was saying, that Python is something which is mandatory now, but at our time it was only C language. But to be very honest, C is not used in the industry now. It is all, I have not seen in my any of the companies which is using C language, right? So there is no point of studying something which you will not be able to use. So yeah, I decided to bridge that gap, and I was fortunate enough to get opportunity from Upgrad, and I was just teaching over the weekends along with my regular job. And then I moved, I tried other edtech platforms as well, like Great Learning. Then I was teaching in an academy as well. So I have been teaching now for more than 3 years. Yeah, I've been teaching for more than 3 years. So then I realized maybe start something on which I feel like because in terms of course as well and in terms of explanation as well, because when you are teaching in this ed tech platform it is good, but then you have to be bound with what they teach. Then the timing thing, you cannot exceed 1 hour because there are all the setup things and those things happen. So I thought that maybe I'll start something of my own. And you yourself are a emerging YouTuber, so you know the field of YouTube, how it is emerging. So there were people like Krish Naik and other people who inspired me to start this channel. This was pending from last year, I would say, but then finally this, like, I started it 4 months back.
So, sir, as you have lots of experience in the education sector, what are your future plans in House of Data Science? Would you like to set up a entire edtech industry or platform to teach students in offline and online mode?
Yeah, to be very honest, I have not thought so far. It is like more how it comes, how things happen. But yeah, definitely in my future, if I can contribute more in the educational industry in any sort of scenario, whether it is through tie-ups from edtechs or through tie-ups from colleges. So that is the whole motive. So there is not a sort of a motive to create a business or those sort of a thing. But yeah, like going forward, you don't know how the things progresses. But for now, it is more about sharing the knowledge, whether in an online platform or in an offline platform.
Sir, as in case of J.P. Morgan, how's your life is going on?
I would say the work-life balance is good in J.P. Morgan, and it's a good company, as I said. So I've worked in service-based companies before. So there, I feel again it depends on project to project as well. So my previous role when I was working in Accenture, it was very hectic. So whenever you compare something, you always have your past experiences, right? So as comparison to my past experiences, it is more smoother now because currently I'm into individual contributor role. Earlier I was leading the team as well, putting the technical work as well. So there were many things. So yeah, I'll say to answer your question that it is much smoother now in JP Morgan, I would say.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Like, thank you for gracing us with your like wonderful words. It's been a like pleasure to have you on board.